book besties, happy Saturday. So I just did my TBR. So yes, I look the same and I'm in the same spot, but one of the picks was to go over to do a reading vlog over my book Discord book club books. So we're gonna talk about that this month for the book troop, which is Gabby over at Gabby Reads Book Club. The book we're reading is A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. I have started that today, and then Gremlins After Dark does a dark and a fluffy. So the dark one is Her Soul to Take by Hallie LaRue, and the fluffy is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. And then if I have time, I'm going to go through past ones that I missed. I missed from Gremlins After Dark last month. I missed the fluffy, which was Icebreaker. And then I missed Riley Sager's The Only One Left from Book Troops last month. So I'm going to try to get to all 5 if possible. But because I finished and have started some of these before I knew I was doing the vlog, let's go ahead and talk about where I'm at. So I read The Fine Print. I listened to it on audio by Lauren Asher. This is book 1 of the Dreamland Billionaire series, and it follows, there's 3 brothers, and the one in this story, his grandfather has tasked him to be the director over his theme park. I think he has to do it for like 6 months. He moves there and does it for 6 months. Each brother, I believe, is tasked to do something so that they can get their inheritance. The main male character's name is Rowan, and then our female character, her name is Zara. So Zara is an employee at the theme park, Dreamland, and then Rowan, he is one of 3 grandsons to the owner, who's going to leave the theme park, the inheritance, everything to his 3 grandsons, but they're each tasked to do something first. Rowan is for book 1, The Fine Print, and he's tasked to be the director over the park, and he's got to try to make some changes, do some things over the course of 6 months. So when he comes in, he meets Zara. Zara, I believe she works on like the like Pretty Princess area. I know that's not what it's called, but she kind of does like princess makeovers. Well, he finds out that she likes to create like rides and things, so he gives her a job as a creator. And during this, he begins to kind of like her, and he doesn't want her to know. So I don't want to spoil anything, but I guess since we're doing the vlog part, there may be slight spoilers on here. I'm not going to tell you the ending or any super big details, but I may slip some things that I'm not meaning to. I don't know that this is a spoiler, but he kind of pretends to be somebody else at some point, so that he can talk to her freely and she doesn't know that she's talking to her boss. So the tropes in this book, it is a grumpy sunshine. It is a boss and employee relationship. There is some spice in there. It's not like a crazy amount, but it's put in there well. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like this book, but I actually really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. The only reason I didn't give it 5 is because if you guys have seen my videos, I'm very picky with my 5s. They have to be life-changing. I have to think about them, talk about them, recommend them nonstop. But a 4 is not bad for me. A 4 is I really loved it. I really enjoyed this book, and I will read the other books in the series. So I do recommend it. I really loved it. I liked it on audio. So yeah, that was The Fine Print. Next, I have started on audio this morning, A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. This is my first Samantha Downing, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I am about 2 hours into the audio. I started it while I was doing some cooking and stuff this morning, so I'm about 20% in. And so A Twisted Love Story is about a couple, and they have a toxic relationship. And I mean, to spice things up, they do crazy things to each other. It gets violent, it gets hurtful. They've got domestic issues going on out the wazoo. But then one night something happens where this is just the premise of the story. I have not gotten to all these parts. This is just like reading what the story is about, like on the synopsis, this is what it's about. So one night something happens where they have to come together because somebody ends up dead. Really, the part that I'm on, is crazy still so far. So far where I've gotten, you get to know the couple. You get to know how nuts they are for each other. And the nuts things they do to spice things up, it's not conventional whatsoever. And I think I've kind of figured out where the story's going or who may end up dead, but I have not got to that part yet. It is just a guess, and it is a bad habit of mine to try and figure it out as I'm going. But I think I've kind of got it figured out, but I may not. I also read The Housemaid by Freida McFadden and thought I had it figured out, and I did not. So that is what I love about thrillers. So I'm excited to see where this book is going to go. I did already get 20% in, so I think that by the end of the weekend, it is Saturday, it's like, what time is it? It is almost 1:30 p.m. So I could probably finish it by Sunday. I am reading some other things, but I'm really enjoying it so far, and I will update once I get a little further in. All right, so moving on in this reading vlog for the Discord Book Club books, I'm going to tell you where I'm at. Ignore if you can hear that in the back. I've got the air fryer going. I found some like pumpkin cream cheese empanadas at Sam's, and it's my reading snack for the day. So moving on, I did finish A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. This one, let me look and see how many stars I gave it. I feel like I gave it 4 stars. And I've just been listening, and I listened to that one, but I also have books on my Kindle, and then physical books I read at the same time. So I honestly just get mixed up, but I'm pretty sure I 4-starred this one. Okay, so I 4-starred Twisted Love Story. So as we went further in this one, again, I know I talked about it when I started it, but this one followed a couple, and they have a very toxic relationship. Okay, like, I mean, police get called, they call the police on each other. I don't think that they physically hurt each other in the book, but I mean, emotionally, they damage each other. And as the book goes along, it's already in the, like, the synopsis that someone's dead. Someone ends up dying one night during, you know, some of their craziness. So they kind of have to come together and kind of protect each other through this. So a lot of stuff goes down. There's a detective that's on their heels, and it was a very good thriller. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the audio for it as well. So yeah, that one was a 4-star for me. I immediately started Her Soul to Take after that. I was gonna, okay, no. I started The Last Word by Taylor Adams, but I ended up going to Her Soul to Take first. So The Last Word by Taylor Adams, I really enjoyed No Exit, and I believe The Last Word was a previous read for Gabby Reed's book club book, which is the book club, which is the book troupe, and it was from earlier this year. I got it from Book of the Month, so I really wanted to read it. And I started out really enjoying it, and then it got a little slow for me. So I am going to finish it. I'm like 70% of the way through. I just kind of set it aside because it was taking me so long, because it got a little slow and I wasn't putting it on as much. I do have the actual book, but just with work and cooking and things, I get more audios in. So I put it aside and I started Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. This is the dark book read this month for Gremlins After Dark book club. So I had already read Fine Print, which was the fluffy, because they do a dark and a fluffy. And so far Her Soul to Take, I'm enjoying it. Listening to it on audio, I think I'd probably do better reading this one, just because it's one of those that when I'm at work, I'm listening, but I can't pay attention to every single word, and so I was getting a little confused at some parts, but I am really enjoying it. I think it's kind of funny that the demon's name is Leon. It's not what I would think would be a demon's name, but I really like his character. And basically it follows the main character. She's kind of one of those people, like a ghost hunter type person. She likes to go find the paranormal, and she remembered seeing like this paranormal figure as a kid in her room, and she goes to summon this demon, and it ends up being Leon, who is someone that she's come into contact with before. And so now there are like a group of witches after her, and they're able to they have like there's a grimoire book that she has gotten a hold of, and it has got like Leon's signature in it, so they can control him with it. And so he's wanting this book to set him free. The book gets into the wrong hands, and so they're kind of they're helping each other to go after this book, and all the while he's trying to get her to give him her soul. I think it's To Protect Her. I'm not as far in yet, but I'm actually really enjoying this one. I have some other Harley LaRue's that I'm excited to read. I just got the Dare during a book fairy mail, so I'm super excited to read that. It's really small. It's like this thick, but it's a novella for the Loser series. So yeah, so I've got that one. I've also physically am reading Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and this was last month's fluffy read for the book club. The reason that I didn't get to this one is because I joined that book club after they already had done the fluffy read. I did do their dark read, which was Hawk by Jessie Hall, and I honestly don't remember if I talked about that yet already in here. If I'll review what I recorded. If not, I will talk about that one because I finished that one this month as well. I did start it in July because it was for their July read. I just didn't finish it until like a week into August. Not that it wasn't good, because I really enjoyed that book. I just got a little busy, so, and I had some family come into town, so I got a little busy. But Hawk was a 5-star for me, and if I didn't already go over it, I'll go over it in the next clip that I do. But Icebreaker I'm really enjoying. This follows Anastasia, or she goes by Stassi, and Nathan. So she's got a boyfriend. Well, he's not really her boyfriend. He's just someone that she hooks up with. She wants something very no strings attached and simple because she's a figure skater and she's busy. She's training to be in the Olympics. So she's got all these men in her life. Aaron, he is her partner, and he seems to like get jealous when she's around other men. But Ryan is the guy she's hooking up with, and Ryan's a basketball player. And then we have Nathan. Nathan is our hockey player. My air fryer just turned off, sorry about that. Nathan is our hockey player, and the hockey players do like pranks to each other sometimes, and there are 2 skating rinks in their college. They're in college. And one of the hockey players like pisses somebody off from another school, and they come and wreck one of the hockey rinks. So now they have to share a rink. So this is a forced proximity hockey romance, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I've gotten pretty far in it. I actually have about, I want to say I'm like 65-70% of the way in, so I'm hoping to finish this one and Her Soul to Take, as well as The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I do want to finish it. I was listening to that one, and I think I have like 3 hours left. So hopefully I can get all 3 of these done. Today's Saturday. I'm hoping by the time Sunday's over, because I go to work Sunday evenings. So hopefully by that time I will be done and I can start working on a couple other books I have before I do the paranormal book boyfriend one. So that one will be starting next week. And I still am looking at a few books for that one, so I will just kind of announce what I'm going to read for that when I start that one, because I wanted to do ACOTAR, but honestly I have a separate card for vampires, werewolves, and fairies, so I don't want to do a fairy one. Paranormal I feel is more like alien and ghost and witchy, so I do have some books for that, and I'm really excited about those, so that will be in next week's vlog. So this is the first actual reading vlog that I have done, so it may be a little messy. I've seen a lot that have some like really nice B-rolls in them. They're making snacks, they're doing stuff, and I'm gonna try to put like a really fun vibe together for this, but this first one may not be very perfect. It may just be me talking about the books, so I'm gonna try to get better at that and better at vlogging like daily, or at least if something really exciting happens in the book where I can come talk about it, because I've just kind of been rolling and forgotten to do that. Like I said, I did have family in town also, so I was reading and listening to the books, but I wasn't getting on and vlogging, so I'm going to do better for that in the paranormal one. But that's where I'm at so far. I'm hoping to get everything finished by tomorrow evening, and that will put me at, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what, 5-ish books for this vlog, so I'm super excited about that because July was not my biggest reading month. It was my birthday month, and I did read some larger books. I had just posted my July reading wrap up almost 3 weeks late. I'm so sorry. So I'm hoping to do better with this month, and hopefully these vlogs really help also. So, but that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go make a snack and do a little more reading, and we'll see how far we get. book besties. Sorry the lighting is not that great. It is not very bright outside. I am ready to end out the Discord book club reading vlog. Now I know I didn't do the greatest job vlogging this. I'm new to actual doing reading vlogging, so I'm gonna get better at it, hopefully with the next one. But I did finish reading the books and I want to talk about them. So last time I jumped on here, I was reading Her Soul to Take. I enjoyed the book. I listened to it on audio. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It actually wasn't my favorite book, but I thought it was better than 3 stars, because 3 stars to me is just like, it's okay, it's not memorable. It was memorable. I liked it. It just wasn't my favorite. I would more 3.5 star it, but you can't do that on Goodreads. So when I Goodreads it and I reviewed it on Amazon, I gave it 4 stars. So when it started out, you know, as I talked about before, the main character, she likes to like hunt out, like she's like a paranormal hunter, kind of. She likes to hunt out paranormal entities, and she ends up summoning this demon. It happens to be someone she's met before. I believe she even slept with him before, if I remember right. I feel like I read that in there, but his name is Leon, which to me did not seem like a badass demon name, but it was Leon, and he wants her to give him his soul so that he can gain control of himself, because there's a book out there, grimoire, that has his signature in it where people can control him, and he wants control over himself. So he wants her help with this. They're sleeping together in between it, of course, and I don't know what it is about it. Of course, and this will have spoilers because I'm, you know, vlogging and talking about the book. I'm going to try not to spoil too much for most of them, but for ones that I was on the fence about, it will get a little spoiled because I want to say why, you know. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, skip over right here. But obviously eventually she does give him her soul at the last minute. There's these witches that are hunting after her, and the grimoire gets stolen because she's the one who had it. That's how she summoned him. And so, you know, they're out looking for the book, and I got a little bored. Like, it started out where I really, really enjoyed it, and I wanted to love it because a lot of people love it. It was high rated. I like Harley LaRue. Who's the author, and, you know, I'm into dark romances, but this one just didn't do it for me. But I did still 4 star. Like I said, I would more 3.5 star it on my own rating system. But that was Her Soul to Take. I know there's a sequel. I think there's actually I think there's 3 books. One may or may not be out yet. But I know book 2 is out. Will I read it? I don't know. I wasn't into it enough to rush out and read the next book. So I may read it, I may not. If I do, I'm definitely not in a rush to. So that was that book, and that was the dark book for Gremlins After Dark Discord. The next one that I read, you know, I talked about last time I put The Last Word aside by Taylor Adams. I was getting a little bored. I did finish it. I didn't enjoy it. I did not enjoy that one very much at all. It started off really strong. It was very interesting. I wanted to see where it was going. It was about a girl who has a book recommended to her, and she rates it 1 star because she just does not enjoy it at all. And the author comes after her, and then she starts getting stalked and terrorized. And, you know, it was a good premise. And when it started, I was excited for it, but I got so bored. Like, I really had to force the last probably 65%. Like, it started so strong for me, and then I just got bored. And so I believe, let me check the stars on this. I really think I only 2-starred this, maybe less. I don't low score very many books. I gave it 2 stars. Okay, because there was a few things I did like about it, and it did start off very strong and interesting for me, and that is why I didn't 1-star it. But there was more about it that I disliked than I liked. So that was The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I was very disappointed in this one because I really loved No Exit by Taylor Adams, and I was excited to read this new one, and I just wasn't into it. So that one was a little disappointing. The last book that I read for the vlog, I finished Icebreaker. and I really enjoyed Icebreaker. I started it on in paperback, and then I finished it out in audio. When I started getting bored with The Last Word, I switched to audio for the Icebreaker, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the characters. I 4-starred it. It wasn't like, oh my god, I'm gonna talk about this forever, I'll never forget it, but I enjoyed it. I really liked the story. I liked the chemistry between the characters, and hockey romance. I really liked Nathan, the main male character, probably more than the female character, but I did really enjoy it. So I was able to get through, I believe, 5 books for this vlog. So we had, of course, Icebreaker, The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Then we did Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue, A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing, and then we had The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I think that was everything I did for this one. And I enjoyed over half of them, so there was only 2 I didn't really enjoy too much. The Last Word being the main one. And then Her Soul to Take was just kind of on the fence for me. But all the others I really, really enjoyed. It did make me get through my book club books a little quicker. This is the first time I'm doing a reading vlog, so like I said, it's not the best one, I know, but I'm gonna work on it and make them more fun. So yeah, that was this reading vlog. I do have another one I'll be doing. It is on paranormal book boyfriends. I think I've chosen pretty much the books I'm going to do for that, and I'll talk about that in that vlog. It's probably not going to be as many as this one, because this one took me a little longer than I hoped to get wrapped up and finished. I did read some other books after I finished this that I was trying to get done. So the paranormal one, it may just be like a 72-hour vlog, because we are going to be nearing the end of September, and I didn't get to a lot of other books I wanted, but sometimes books just pop up. I'm a mood reader sometimes. I get in the mood for something, or something's recommended, or someone else is reading it and I really want to read it before it's spoiled, or join in the conversation, which happens a lot in the Discord that I'm in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, it was my first reading vlog. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.